All right. Just got done with Michael Motti. As promised, we were going to dive into this week's episode of The Pocket a little bit more extensively into Oregon, and then it just so happened that it aligned with the State Media House, and my brain's got dad of two and a young one brain, so didn't get to mention that to you guys. But Jason and I are live here with this week's episode of The Pocket, brought to you exclusively by Modelo. Modelo season is college football season. If you're listening right now, it's time for a reward. Reward your full-time fandom with an ice-cold Modelo as the official beer partner of Penn State football. 21 plus, please drink responsibly. Jay, The Pocket in the State Media House, bro. Appreciate you pulling up, man.
Of course, man. It's dope. It's going to be the vibe, man, for a little while.
Yeah.
Media House, get the Letterman in here, talk ball, chop it up.
Yeah, I heard you had a rough round. I heard maybe through the grapevine, a family member of mine might have gotten into your pocket a little bit this morning.
Yeah. I got this morning a little bit. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to have any excuses, but long flight yesterday.
Long flight yesterday.
4-hour layover. 4-hour layover, and then from Chicago, that deep dish pizza was just sitting in my stomach a little too long. Woke up early. There was a lot of factors that went into what happened this morning, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're real men, so tomorrow I get an opportunity to win my money back or lose double it. So
okay, so
that's where we're at.
You're doing it again?
Of course. Yeah,
Dude,
of course.
You are so sick.
I don't go down. You know this.
So sick. You have been wearing it on your sleeve. Since I've seen you, which has been for the past 2 hours, you've been wearing it on your sleeve. This is the most I've seen you smile in 2 hours. So
yeah.
Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Take your pre and probiotics. Get the dish pizza out of there.
All that. We'll stretch this morning. Stretch tomorrow morning. We'll get right. Early range, no excuses, no breakfast balls, no none of that. Building? Yeah.
All right, cool. That's so good. I had to get that in there. I had to. It was just a layup.
Okay.
But here we are, dude. The Pocket. We're diving in. It's Oregon week. We kind of highlighted our high level thoughts last week. And I really kind of want to get into the nitty gritty of this because I think there's a lot of dynamics specifically pertaining to this matchup, both offensively and defensively, and then subsequently the intangible stuff, right? Like all the noise that's outside of the buildings on both sides.
Yeah.
So when you're talking specifically about that, because I think we want to start there because it kind of carries off our conversation last week. There's a ton of noise. We talk about how this Penn State team has looked tight. This Oregon team has actually played somebody, whether you consider it, whether you consider Northwestern, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, and Montana State or whatever, a tough schedule or not. It's definitely harder than our start.
Yeah.
We're coming off a bye. More time for more noise.
Yeah.
What's your vibe, both of these teams' mentality coming into this matchup?
I think it starts with the head coaches. And I hope Coach Franklin has our guys from a mindset standpoint of having a certain level of, I don't want to use the word arrogance, but a certain level of we know who we are, what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Instead of this wishy-washy feeling we get in games sometimes, whether it's offensively or defensively, these little ruts where mentally we're not there, things of that nature. Oregon, Dan Lanning, in the way that they play, you look at their special teams, the character of a lot of teams are found on field goal. You look at the field goal block team, where their D-line firing the fuck off. That'll tell you a lot about a team and how tough they are, how serious they take everything. They're putting in trick plays on special teams. They're trying to win in every single phase. And I think we're alike in that sense too. Coach Franklin really cares about special teams, cares about all phases, cares about trying to get the smallest advantages wherever he can find them. And Dan Lanning's wired the same way. So I think it's going to be two teams who are made up of some of the same stuff. It's going to be a matchup game. This is going to be a game of one-on-ones more than we probably have for the rest of the year.
I agree with you there. We'll get into that because it's good versus good in a lot of those categories.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about kind of the mentality. Which team do you think has the best mentality heading into this? When you watch each team play, who do you say they're confident in who they are? Because for me, it's Oregon. I think Oregon has looked like the team that knows who they are more than we have. And I want to preface that with, I do think that we have overthunk some of our gamesmanship, I think, in terms of what we put on tape
Mm-hmm.
and what we're really worried about.
Yeah.
And we dove into that last week. But like, I feel like Oregon has the edge in terms of like who we are, what we want to be, and what we're about, and how we're going to attack you.
Yeah.
They've defined that. Like, I still think that we have yet to define that. And that could be an advantage, Penn State, because Oregon's now like game planning and wasting a bunch of time on stuff that we may not even formationally or conceptually run.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the flip side of like, we haven't really done what we wanted to do to a point where we're confident in being able to do it for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I think the difference with Penn State and Oregon when it comes to, I don't think it's a mindset or mentality thing. I think it's more of a rhythm thing. I think Oregon's more in rhythm. Yeah, rhythm and identity.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's more in rhythm. They know more about who they are than Penn State does. I feel like we're still growing enough to like trust who we are, but that trust part hasn't like fully come in yet. And that shows on the film, like whether it's mentals, whether it's like communication things that are happening. We're like, we think we know, but like we're not doing the little things to the best of our abilities to like
what's crazy
to execute on the level that we can. And that's the difference right now between Oregon and Penn State to me right now.
I agree. But what's crazy though is we've kind of like not given ourselves the best chance either. Like we've been rotating guys, even the offensive line.
Yeah.
Like from a series to series cadence. Like it's been like this guy was at right guard, now he's at left guard, right? And then like it's like then we're not only just like a zone gap scheme team, we're a zone gap scheme, toss crack, outsides. Like we've run every run scheme concept that you could think of running in a game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're different positions, flipping their brains, like having to do it fast. Like we haven't really helped ourselves get in a rhythm, right? That's kind of what I've seen. Like it's just like we haven't like done things to help ourselves get in those rhythms.
Yeah.
And I can't quite put my finger on it. And like just pulling myself back and looking at it, it's been more so, I think it's because from a coaching staff standpoint, we've been so caught up in that gamesmanship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I do.
I think as a player, and we talked about this, like I'd rather know what I'm doing, and I don't care if the other guys know that we're going to run this stuff. Like I'll window dress it, whether it's formationally with motions, whatever, different personnel. Like I'll window dress it, but at least my guys know the answers to the test, as opposed to being like, damn, like the last time I ran this was like 3 weeks ago, you know, in practice, and when I was actually playing left guard, like what's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
And I think a lot of that is trust. And I think a lot of what's been going on with Penn State was also very intentional, which I'm okay with.
Right.
I think they stuck to a game plan and they said, like, look, we know these first 3 games we're better than them. We're going to just beat them man on man. But we're going to get as many reps as we can for everybody, get everybody growing as much as we can. We have a lot of trust in our starters because they've played a lot of ball. And we trust that when the light turns on, they're going to do the right thing and execute on the level we expect them to. But, like, once you start to go down that road, even if the scores or the games don't necessarily go exactly how you want them to go, you kind of hate coaches that go flip-flop. And then it's like, oh, we're going to change our mentality. Our ones are going to play until it's 70-0. And then, like, I just felt like from off rip, that was the intention that they brought into it. And that's what they were going to do no matter what. And they were going to live with where we're at right now and feel confident going into Oregon.
Yeah, we also don't have the answers to, like, practice. Like, we haven't watched.
Yeah.
And you and I both know Coach Franklin loves the 23 to 27 period practices that are quite extensive. And the media only gets to see like 4.
Yeah. And they're the 4 beginning periods that don't matter, that nobody cares to see to begin with. So
throwing routes on air.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically. Yeah, we're still getting in a rhythm. When you dive into this now, let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Like matchups that you're most excited about for our defense with their offense.
I think this can be like not a dangerous running game, but like an annoying running game to deal with. They're like a trio. There's like 3 or 4 guys who all rotate and play. 6, 27, Lamar. Like they're all just one-cut runners who are just annoying to tackle, who always fall forward. They're not guys who are like super dynamic. Like they're really explosive. They're got a couple of hurdlers in there.
Yeah.
But like they're not guys who are really going to make you miss and then break one for 40 and like, nah, they're going to be like 7s and 11s and just like annoying good runs. So that's who they are up front and how the run game is. So we got to tackle. Like I got to see our linebackers getting off blocks and tackling. Then on a man-to-man level, like their receiver, Corey Moore, 5-star guy, 50-50 ball guy. Like he's one of those receivers who, those receivers who catch the 50 ball on somebody and they don't even tuck that bitch away. They're still trying to run and hold it with one hand. Like, and when you see it in practice, he's like, oh yeah, he one of them ones. Like, yeah, he's like that. So it's like, okay, AJ Harris on him. How confident is Dante Moore going to be in letting that thing fly with our pass rush on it? What's that going to look like? And then the biggest one, who I think is the biggest problem on their defense, is Kenyon Sadiq. 18, their tight end is a problem. Like for sure, first round guy, has very rare elite receiving talents. He's a want to when it comes to the run game and everything. Like he's a problem matchup wise.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like
very fast.
But he's to your point, he's strong,
explosive, does it right.
He's not like one of those dudes that's like super long and rangy. He's like 6'3", 245.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you could see him kind of playing like that. I don't even know, like that Aaron Hernandez F position in the old
Evan Ingram
thing.
type.
Enough. Yeah, Evan Ingram, great. More for the young folks. Showing my age.
Yeah. But that's the type of player he is.
Yeah.
So there's matchups to worry about.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I'll touch on the quarterback play. Like I've watched a little bit more this past week. He's really good, bro.
Yeah, he is.
And naturally, I thought that he was a kind of guy that threw it good enough, and then was more of a difference maker with his mobility. But he's the complete opposite. Like he's a guy who can really throw it.
Yeah,
and his legs are like
the plus
a B+ changeup. Right,
yeah.
like it's above average legs and B+ changeup. And when you watch him with the type of receivers he has, he plays with a level of confidence that is scary for me. Never played in an environment like this. Like when he was at UCLA, they never, they never really played in a true environment that he's going to be walking into on Saturday night. But with all that being said, when you watch him throw the football, he throws it with conviction. He gives his guys chances. He's got guys who can make those plays like Dakari Moore. And Dakari Moore is also an incredible yak guy.
Yeah.
Like he's really strong, 50-50 ball dude, but then like, he's going to make a dude miss, and it's not like the smoothest thing, but it's like strong making dudes miss. And
he's got talent.
And then he's got the breakaway speed. So like, and then they have 2 or 3 other guys that like
Hudson, Zero's nice.
But they're good. But they're good.
They're all good. Skill wise.
So if we don't get to him, and then their offensive line just won the offensive line of the week award for the Big Ten last year. They're going to be really strong and physical and tough, and Dan Lanning preaches that. So it's like, I think the matchup is going to be the D-line, O-line. Can we make Dante Moore uncomfortable enough, and then can we be disciplined enough with our rush lanes to not allow him to affect the game drastically with that B+ running ability?
Yeah. But do you feel like defensively, does that more look like we have to turn into a complete push the pocket? We have to keep this guy in the pocket to win this game type of game? Or do you still let it loose and it's like, all right, hey, if he gets out, we got to rally?
I mean, you and I talk about this. Like, I think that there's definitely, like, we've seen the propensity even against Florida International of our guys spying. So, like, who's going to be our spy guy? Is it Tony? I think probably from an athlete standpoint in space, like Tony's going to be that guy. But do we want to give up Tony in the pass in pass coverage? Because he's pretty good at that too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, I think, a game. With that 4-2s, there may be a nickel that we haven't seen or seen a little bit of. That's going to come in and be that guy that might do that, insert different ways. I don't think we have to keep him in the pocket to win the game, but I think like as much as we can limit it, it would be better. Yeah. And we have to make him feel uncomfortable, because if he has a clean pocket, he will.
Yeah. He sets his feet at the top of his drops and lets it go.
As good as our defensive backs have played and as confident as I feel in them, you and I both know, dude, like if you got 3, even 2 3/4, 3.5 seconds to like throw the football, like that's a long time to cover guys, and especially guys like
talent they have.
Like that's a tough task for anybody. Yeah. So even as confident as I feel in those guys, I think that's like that's why I bring the matchup down to like, can our D-line cause enough chaos and potentially they don't have to hit home, They just have to make him uncomfortable, or maybe he'll make a mistake.
Yeah,
or he'll make the young player mistake,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Crowd gets involved. Now it's getting loud. Now it's third down. Yeah,
third and 8,
Yeah.
and like you said, the place is like deafening, and he's then it's like compounding issues, right?
Yes.
Probably like your golf game at times this morning.
This guy's on my ass today.
I am good, bro. Damn, I'm good.
And he don't want to play tomorrow morning, of course. He don't want to.
Yeah,
he don't want to put his own. Yeah, he don't want to put his mouth in there. But all right,
I gotta work. I would. I send my brother out there. But yeah, I think that's like from that side of the ball. Can Deny, can Zane, can Chaz Coleman, can some of these young guys like create the chaos necessary?
Yeah, no, 100%. It'll come down to the D line and how well Dante deals with the environment. And I think after this game, the question about him that will be answered is like, does this kid have poise? Like how he plays in this game will, and the answer to that question is yes.
He's a Heisman.
Yeah, he's got to be in all the talks.
Yeah,
because I've seen enough on film. That's like rare and like, okay, now this kid's like he's got it. He has that, and I want to see him in this environment to see him prove it. On the other side of the ball, though, when it comes to Drew, what do you feel like Drew has to do to silence the noise and make you feel like he is exactly who we think he is? Yeah, what does that performance look like?
I've thought a lot about this, dude, because I think like if you make it about that, then subsequently as a player, you start kind of going down rabbit holes. And I said this last week, like we know what his floor is. And when I said like his floor is not going to lose us football games, it's like games we're supposed to win, like we're not going to lose because of Drew.
Yeah.
And even like I saw some dudes in the comments, oh, he lost us in the Notre Dame game. Like, dude, he got back to 4. Like, yeah, could he have choked that down? You and I talked about it, taking the sack, run the game in overtime, like for sure. But like you got to expect number 4 to create some type of separation.
Yeah.
In a concept, read. You know what I mean? Especially in college football.
Yeah.
So like, didn't have a receiver make a catch the whole game. Like,
there are factors.
It's just like I didn't think that he played so horrible that he's the reason we're in the football game. Like again, it goes back to like we know what his floor is, but I just keep going back to, and he hasn't had a ton of opportunities because he's been on good football teams.
Yeah,
like we've beaten everybody we're supposed to beat. But he only has 2 or 3 opportunities a year to have to go out and really play kind of outside of himself.
Yeah.
Not in a pressing way, but like in a elevative way where he's bringing everybody else around him up. He's making up for somebody not doing their job or making up for – you just don't see him do that too often.
Yeah.
And as you and I know, like in these types of games, like your best players – have to shine brightest and make up for some shit because this game's hard. There's 22 guys on the field all trying to accomplish a goal that's set by some dude that's sitting in a box. Like it's crazy when you think about all the factors, but like he just really needs to get over that hump. And I think it just starts with like and I'm not challenging his competitiveness, but like it's the competitive desire to like go win the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to like really just, it's tough to like put it in words, but it's like, cause you and I have both done it and like, I just can't like verbalize it. Like, it's like, there were certain points where I was just like, I don't like, give me the play. It's 3rd and 12, down 7 against give me the play. I'm going to make it work.
Right.
Like, I know what they're giving me. Like, I'm going to make it work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. What would officially move the needle for you? Would it be 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? Would it be just winning the game? Would it be growth and pushing the ball downfield and seeing more of a vertical passing game that make the offense look easier and more explosive for us? Like, what is it? Is it a small combination of all those things? Is it one specific thing?
I think it's a small combination of all those things. I think we as fans get so wrapped up in stats where we want to see 450 yards and 5 touchdowns and and then 75. I don't care. Because like you said, I think it comes down to winning the game. And like, that's a great one to start with.
Yeah.
And then I think subsequently thereafter, it's can you make those plays? Like you throw a pick, but then the next drive, you go 5 for 5 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like how do you react within the small mental battles, even within the game, within a 3-series stretch? Like, can I go and point to 3 to 5 points in this game where I'm like, Drew took the game over?
Yeah.
Because I think with the best players, you can even in football, you can be like, yeah, he just took the game over.
Yeah. And right now, you could probably argue there's 2 games that we've seen Drew that. USC and Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 2 games that you could argue. And
Where you could
Drew
argue.
really, like, he took over the game.
He took it over.
Yeah.
But, like, his talent level deserves those expectations.
Yes.
Like, if he couldn't do it, like, I wouldn't be sitting here saying, like, that's what I want out of it.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about it.
But I know he can from a talent standpoint, and I think that's his hump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, you know, as you and I both know, like, this game's such a momentum game, especially at this level and then beyond. It's about, like, momentum and confidence and how you carry yourself. And it's like, it almost just takes you to, like, be able to do it once. And all of a sudden, like, this dude can become the clutchest quarterback that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I just haven't seen it, and he's had very limited opportunities. And that's what I think is going to be the defining factor for Drew.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Based on everything that we've shown this year offensively, which has damn near been everything.
Yeah.
Based on what you've seen and based on our personnel, what we have, what do you feel like we're going to be able to major in offensively moving forward as we're facing the Oregons and Ohio States and the Big Ten opponents of the world?
Yeah, I think it's tough because we've been trying to match up schemes with skill sets, and not all of them gel.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age with NIL and people wanting touches and stuff like that. But I think from a run game standpoint, we need to be much more downhill, like inside zone, power, counter. We got big guys up front. Like, let them move the line of scrimmage and let those backs make you right.
Mm-hmm.
The outside stuff, trying to capture edges, like, sure, can we do that? But to me, that's a change up.
Yeah.
2 to 3 plays a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's my biggest concern going into this game. When you look at those Oregon DNs, 44 Tuioti and 10 Ukulele, like, they are like big motherfuckers. Like, these are JJ Watt type,
but
complete
we're big dudes
DNs.
too.
Like,
I mean, it's like
it's gonna take capturing the ends. Like, they're the ones who their immediate impact and they're long arm and they're not moving an inch on that.
Yeah.
Like, those are gonna be some serious matchups. You know, between Nolan Rucci, our tackles, their DNs, like, that's gonna be a big factor in terms of the line offensively for us.
And then there's also subsequently things that you can do, like I said, like counter game, your screen game.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that you can throw at them to have them firing off the ball half a second slower because they're like, oh, like, what's going on back there? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got hit. You know, I got ear hold because I collapsed on an edge and I like. Yeah. You can throw things at them schematically and kind of stay within the reins, but I think, like, offensively, it starts with that, like a downhill running attack.
Yeah.
And then subsequently, like, I need to see more in the play action game with creativity, especially, like, I think we've seen enough. Like, we got receivers that can separate now.
Yeah.
Like, by no stretch of the imagination do we have a bunch of AJ Greens running around there or, you know, Calvin Johnsons, but, like, we have guys who can win. So, like, check plus. I can operate now in 3rd and 8 concept passing game. Can I get Luke Reynolds involved? Can I get Andrew Rapplier? Can I get Dinkins involved now in the play action game? Because they all have a propensity to block.
Yeah.
Match that with a downhill running game. That's shots down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of that, and then being able to marry that with getting Drew on the edge a little bit, mixing in his legs in the any type of, like, zone read game or RPO game, like mixing in Drew's legs, like, intentionally 3 to 4 times a game. But I think that's kind of where it narrows in. And like I said, like, I personally believe, like, I don't care if you know that that's who we are. Like, K's creative enough. It's not going to look the same at all throughout the year. And the guys, I think that's what fits the larger percentage of our roster's skill set.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I likened it to, like, the Stanford, Andrew Luck year Stanfords. Like, you can't name a receiver from that team, but he had dudes who could separate.
Yeah.
And he threw for 4,000 yards a year. You know,
everyone's still
good backs,
Mm-hmm.
but they were physical, and they had a difference maker at quarterback, and that's what everybody's comparing Drew to. Like,
yeah,
it's your show, kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we need to score 31 points to win this game.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
But I think that's what we need to win this game.
Without a doubt.
They just have too much talent offensively. I mean, you could argue when you look at the Ohio State game against them and how Jim and that defense was, like, I was so surprised when I really looked back and, like, dove into that film because, like, he beat Oregon out of variations. He ran a ton of variations that just looked the same. Yeah. I thought, like, man for man, because, you know, O State, they always are really great skill-wise. I thought, like, they just played really disciplined, a great man, and like now they threw around a lot of stuff. There was cover 3, there was 3 match, they had cover 1, a few 0 looks like. It was just sprinkling in some 2 and cover 4 here and there. Like he was just very much so all over the place, one step ahead. That was the type of game that it was. So I think Jim is going to be a big factor in this game, just on the strength of that. I sure hope so.
Yeah, and how much do you think, we talked about it a little bit, how much do you think this extra week of prep plays into it?
A ton, because I think you get to try things. You get to see and make decisions sooner based on looks that you get to show. Like you're running more Oregon looks, like those cards that you're getting. And like sometimes they're just like, oh, we're getting extra route periods or extra 7-on-7 or extra this. And really like the coaches aren't telling you, but these are all Oregon looks. Yeah. And the coaches are trying shit out. Does this look good? Do we feel good? How does this guy like diagnose this in cover 4 compared to this guy? Like, I mean, how do they see it? Because at the end of the day, that's what a lot of coverages is. When things look 50-50 or guy doesn't know what to take, you go back into the film room, you talk about it, you correct with coach. Coach will tell you, no, I want you to take the post no matter what when this happens. Boom, that's the official correction change for the week. If we see this, we're taking the post.
Write it down.
You know what I mean? Boom. So it's like those decisions, how guys see things, like what guys look comfortable doing, and like are the coaches and the players on the same standpoints when it comes to decisions in real time and what they choose to see and look at and take and things of that nature, matching up coverages, with route combinations. So I think it helps us. I think reps always helps you. Right. I think what didn't help us is our schedule. That's just the only thing that worries me. It's just level of competition.
Yeah. That's where I think the maturity has to play into this. Like this team played in playoff games, just like Oregon.
Yeah.
But it's not the same quarterback. Oregon, I think, has missed a lot of those key pieces returning that have those experiences. Yeah. Where I think that's a clear advantage for us.
Yeah,
it's just the maturity of like important positions who've been there, done that in these types of situations. And even as a vet, dude, like you can kind of gauge how to get up for certain games. Like there's a different 1-0, treat every opponent the same. Like you could talk about that. There's very little human beings on the face of the earth that have the mental discipline to be able to do that. And those are the best that we've ever seen. Yeah. The Michael Jordans, the Tom Brady's, the Kobe's. Like there's a very short list of human beings like that. So I think we have a maturity check plus on our side. Been there, done that, check plus on our side. Obviously, the environment is going to be a check plus on our side.
Yeah.
And I really see this game, and I just talked with Mike about this, just kind of being like, I'm really intrigued by the first quarter. I think the first quarter is going to tell you a lot about who has a grip and who's gotten in a rhythm faster and who looks more confident quickly.
Yeah.
Whoever does that, I think, is going to be able to dictate terms in this game.
I agree.
Like, if you can settle in, and we have a lot of things on our side for that, like, can you just settle in and execute? But I do think it is going to be a lot of, jabs and body shots and kind of feeling each other out to start. And then, like, can we settle in and can our maturity take over? And then subsequently, like some of the stuff we talked about, our defense, can we put pressure on Dante Moore and make him feel uncomfortable? And then, can we capitalize on some of those mistakes? Yeah,
no, I agree. I think it's a true test. It's why you play college football. It's why you come to Penn State. Like, this is it. Night whiteout. First time since 2019. It's going to be really, really, really exciting. I do think we pull this out. I'd be worried if we were playing away. I'd be worried if this whiteout wasn't at night. But I think what allows me to sleep at night tonight is the fact that that's how we're doing it this year.
I think it's going to be bonkers.
Yeah.
We say this every year. We all, this is the year, this is this. But I really do think that this year, like,
it has to be.
It has been a perfect storm.
Yeah. The way everything lines up, it just has to be. Because next year it'll be different.
All right. With that being said, I got a segment for you.
Okay.
From our good friends at Medela.
All right.
Fighter versus fan. Talk about the environment. It's going to be a big deal. What are some of the toughest away stadiums you ever played at, and what made them that way?
Toughest college would be Kinnick, for sure. Iowa Stadium's tough. I remember when we were in practice that year, they were telling us like on Wednesday practice, or you know how they have the little bench warmers behind our bench, you can just put our helmets on.
Yeah.
They were telling us not to put our helmets there because the fans are so on top of you that apparently there was a game where like fans had taken a couple of helmets and sent them up the stadium. And I was like, damn, like it's just gonna be like that. And it definitely was. I thought it was more hostile than Ohio State and Michigan, for sure. I always loved playing in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The skull clap before the kickoff, like.
And you got the dome, right? After they got back inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now Vikings Stadium is fire. I like playing there. It gets you fired up before that kickoff. Like I was always ready to play those games. Like for real, I was very locked in. Two of my favorite stadiums I played in.
That's awesome.
You?
Me?
Yeah.
I said this college
because quarterback you get
college
you get a lot of
Wisconsin. In the league, Kansas City's insane, and so is Buffalo. Because the fan base, it feels like a college game.
Yeah.
Like both of those stadiums feel like college games.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those other places you hit, it feels kind of corporate.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I get you.
Those two places felt like college.
Yeah, I get you.
But Madison was dope, dude. Playing up at Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't think I ever played there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I never
played at Kinnick. So
nah.
I guess we got the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
All right. I'm fired up, dude. I mean, you got anything else?
I got nothing else, man. Tune in to Medell pregame show tomorrow. We're gonna get it back. Brian Tripp.
We'll carry
Kelly
on.
Coleman. He'll be fire.
Kaylee's gonna cover us on field. All right. With that being said, some things in life are just made for each other. Peanut butter and jelly, macaroni and cheese, Penn State football, and some ice cold Modelo's, the official beer partner of Penn State Athletics. If you're listening to this, it means you live and breathe Penn State football all season long. You know what that makes you a full-time fan, which means you deserve a Modelo because football won't be the same without you guys, be honest. So 21 plus, please drink responsibly. This episode of The Pocket was brought to you by Modelo, live from the State Media House. My man, Jason. We'll be back next week, hopefully celebrating the emergence of a national championship run.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate you guys tuning in.